I got it. I hit the button. Oof. It's always a little bit awkward. Hello.
Hi.
We're back. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because we didn't do
Yeah.
our last episode because of the hurricane, and then I wasn't really feeling
Yeah,
that good.
a hurricane, and Allie had a cold, and now I have a cold. So
Not from me, though.
Not from you. Welcome back to episode
9.
9.
Yes, this is episode 9.
Episode 9,
Yeah.
going into week 11.
Week 11. So we're 2 episodes behind the NFL week.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We're
but-
also not going to do next week either because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we
So-
had Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Thursday. We have Thursday football. Lots of Thursday
A
football.
lot of Thursday football.
Which is
You know
awesome.
what? I didn't even write down which ones were the Thursday footballs, but I know it's going to be the Lions, the Cowboys,
Of course.
and then
Who else plays that day? I was listening to it on Good Morning Football.
the
this
Vikings and the
morning.
Patriots. Is that the other Thursday game? Wait, no. Yeah, next week. Hang on. I'll tell you right now who it is. But basically, we're going to be doing... Oh, maybe that's why there's no buys in Week 12 because of Thanksgiving. That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Week 11 predictions today, and then we'll also be doing Week 12 predictions today, since we won't be
How
filming.
is it almost week 12?
How is it almost Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Thanksgiving crept up really fast. And I just want to apologize in advance if I sneeze a few times or if I sound really gross and snotty. I'm going to try my best not to be.
Okay.
Here.
So yeah, Thursday, and I'll put a note on that too, because when we do predictions, I'll remind us of that.
Perfect.
But the Thursday games for Thanksgiving will be the Bills and the Lions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get to see the Bills play on Thanksgiving.
That'll be an interesting one.
The Giants and the Cowboys, so we have a division game, and then the Patriots and the Vikings, which,
That'll be a good game, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
depending on, I mean, the Patriots are hit or miss.
They are
so,
very hit and miss. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I guess, do we want to start with anything from week 9? This was just week 10.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I don't really remember much. I spent the day with my family that day, so I didn't watch a whole lot of football.
That's right. We
The
were
only
just
football
talking about this.
I know. The only football I did see was that lousy Lions-Packers game, and I really don't want to talk about that.
Dude, I feel like that was comparable to our lousy
Ooh,
Washington
yeah.
Eagles game, but we'll get into that.
we will get
Because I
into
know
all
you didn't
that.
even watch any of that.
I didn't really get
Eagles
to see a
game.
lot of football. I spent the day with my brother. I hadn't seen him in a while, so don't really remember much from 2 weeks ago.
So
Do you have any games that you want to...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
From that week?
Well, so I went to the Packers bar.
It's so funny. Allie went to a Packers bar without me.
So I went not just without you, but without my brother-in-law also.
Who's
like
a big Packers fan.
Yeah, the original plan I thought was that me and my sister were gonna go and take her husband, who's a Packers fan, and that you might have been able to go for a little bit. But to be fair, it is pretty far from here.
It is. It's a good
It's
distance.
like a 20,
pretty
30
east.
minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right by the airport, the Fort Lauderdale airport. But anyway, we have to go to a game there.
Oh my
I know
God,
you've
yes.
been, but like...
But years ago. I went so many years ago.
It was so cool.
It's a cool bar. They pump like all the game sound through the entire bar, so you feel like you're like
It feels
in
like
it.
you're at a bar at the game.
Yeah.
Is what it feels
And
like.
they played like the fight songs.
They have a
and
Bears Suck song.
Bears, of course.
They play that like hype song, the Go Pack Go, but with the guitar behind it, which is so cool.
It's cute.
Yeah, the bar is just packed, and they have so many TVs.
I remember
so
there being
all
a lot
the
of
games that
TVs.
were on were going on were on at least a TV there, and so I got to see all the games because like your Packers bar makes my Eagles bar just look like a shithole.
But we are the second largest Packers state other than Wisconsin.
Yeah, but
because
you know
of
how many
snowbirds,
times
so
I'm driving and I see like Eagles stickers on cars and stuff.
yeah, there are a lot of Eagles fans down
I
here.
haven't tried the Eagles bar in Fort Lauderdale.
We'll have to try that one.
Parrot
too.
Lounge, I think is what it's called, or the Parrot, or it's something, but
I
it's
don't
in
think I've
Fort
ever heard
Lauderdale.
of that.
I've never been to that one. I just go to mine in Delray, but I haven't been since that Cardinals game because it's just... I'd rather watch it at the Packers bar, and the food was really good.
Well, whenever you want to go. I mean, we technically can go. Are you busy on Sunday?
No.
I'm not, because my Packers play tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, but why are we gonna watch the Packers?
Well,
go to the Packers bar to watch.
I guess that's kind of
We
lame.
could go look for the Eagles bar
could
on
do
Sunday
that.
if you want to go to
We
an
could do that.
Try Parrot
Yeah.
Lounge or
Parrot Lounge.
We'll figure it out, and I'll ask Cassie. I think we have a 1:00 game. We do.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll plan for that this Sunday, and then we'll have to figure out. I mean, shit. I'd even be willing to go to that bar for the Eagles Packers game.
Soccer's?
Yeah, the following Sunday.
That would be really fun. Ooh, that's gonna be a big one.
Well, we got time. To figure that out.
We got time.
But anyway, so back to week 9. Week 9, yes.
Yes.
So
feels like a blur.
I had my eye on the Bears-Dolphins game, which
that was good.
Really close.
That was a decent game.
Yeah.
I did catch a lot of that because that happened to be on at my mom's house.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was the local game.
Yeah. It was very, very good. The Dolphins ended up winning that game, but I am just getting more and more impressed with Justin Fields and Tua. Both of them
I agree.
are so
they both look
insanely
good. Justin
talented.
Fields is so mobile, though.
He ran like 60-something yards for a touchdown last Sunday.
I wish I had picked him up off the waiver wire.
Dude, 40 points last week, 42 points the previous week.
That's a stud. And I think it's only going to get better.
That was impressive. And then you had the Washington Vikings game, which Washington almost came back and won that game, which was also exciting. I thought Heineke did really well against the Vikings. And then you had the Bills and the Jets game. That game was just so good.
I know. I have to rely on you to fill me in of all this stuff because I didn't see it. But you did tell me that was a pretty crazy game.
So, low scoring game, I believe. I think the final score was low 20s to low 20s. Came down, I think, to maybe a field goal kick. I don't know, but the Jets are missing Breece Hall. They had another injury on their team.
Missing Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Such a big, sad injury.
Their defense though is just so good. They have. I always forget his name. Number 1. I know his number.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah. Okay. So he
awesome.
did. Isn't there another Sauce on another team?
I don't know.
On the Commanders, I think.
Is there?
I don't know. I feel like I heard that name and I was like, oh, I thought that was the guy on the Jets, but maybe it's something else. It's another hyphenated name. So I think he was the one who got the final interception. Okay, so my memory's a little hazy on the ending of that game, but I do remember I think the Jets intercepted the ball. They either intercepted or forced a fumble. That's when Josh Allen hurt his elbow, but the game was over at that point. And then this game last Sunday ended with another interception. For sure, that was an interception, but I can't really remember the Jets. But that game was just so exciting, and I remember being at that bar with all these Packer fans, and there was a table in front of me that had this very arrogant Bills fan.
I remember you texted me about him.
For some reason, just the way he was acting, I saw him in blue, and I was like, ugh. Of course there'd be a Cowboys fan here. And then he turned around and I saw that it's the wrong blue and it's a Bills fan. And his shirt was Bills run the East. And I was just like, ew, no you don't. You guys are in 3rd place in your division right now. And then also, what about the Eagles? We also would be running the East
is
too.
Really
Thank you very much.
Tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be so
it was just gross.
Big-headed. It could be anybody's division now.
It's just a shirt, I
know.
It.
But I really feel
it just was so annoying. And he was being such an asshole to the server. Because, so the cool thing about that bar.
That's my biggest pet peeve.
It's kind of I can't remember if it's Chili's or the bars that have you get a personal TV in a booth too.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So
they have that there now.
Along the tables along the walls.
Oh, I didn't.
Because we had a little TV too.
That must be new because I don't remember that from when I went there. Well, this was 10 years ago.
Honestly, the quality on those little TVs was not very good, and I don't know if it was also just being so close to it.
Probably.
But his TV, the bar kept losing service because there was a really bad storm going on. I don't know if it was a bad storm up here by your mom, but there was a lot of rain and wind, and so the TVs kept flickering out, and he kept losing service on his TV, and dude, pay attention. The whole bar is out of service.
Yeah, you can't control this.
Exactly.
Can't control the weather.
And so, he was just kind of being obnoxious about that, being obnoxious about the Bills. And the Bills, I don't think, ever had a really deep lead against the Jets. Because, again, it was a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
And the Jets come back. But then there was this guy who I didn't even notice him until like the last few minutes of the game, but like you could just tell he was a Jets fan because nobody at the Packers bar was clapping because the Packers was losing now, and
probably the roughest game yet.
It was a frustrating game because
it just looked so
I just remember like Aaron Rodgers, I think, threw 3 interceptions, 2 of them in the end zone, one of them just in front of the end zone, and that gets frustrating. And
it was hard to watch. Like I've never turned a Packers game off, but this one I was like, I don't even want to watch this anymore.
Because the Lions weren't even playing their best game either.
They're ranked the last defense. Like, it's unbearable.
That's right.
3 interceptions against the worst defense in the league. That's terrible. But
It's always frustrating watching a game that happens because, like, you work so hard to get to the end zone and then to just, like,
throw it all the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge bummer.
So, like, this guy's just, like, clapping, and I was like, he must be watching the Jets game because I was the only one really, like, having anything going on.
And then fun.
The Jets ended up winning, and, like, I was clapping, and he ran over and gave me a high five, and then Bill's guy just left.
Suck it, Bill's
guy.
But
it was just also exciting because I don't know, like, I have this little, like, spot in my heart now for the Jets because it's just, like, how well they've been doing. And,
I don't mind the Jets.
Severe underdogs and just coming in, like...
Even when they beat us, I was like, I'm fine with this.
So many rookies on that team that are just, like, coming out there. Like, I feel like... You know, obviously they do have something to play for, but they're not. I mean, but now they do. But at the time, you know, they're like, you know, we're rebuilding. Like, we're just gonna go out there this season. We have a very difficult schedule. You know, they literally were told they had the most difficult schedule of the season. It was posted everywhere, you know, and they're just doing so well.
They're doing very well.
It's been exciting.
I'm excited for those guys too.
Yeah, I was excited because I was like, oh, I wonder if the Jets are in the top of the division now, but. No, they still had 1 loss under the Bills. And then when the Bills played on Sunday, this past Sunday, and lost to the Vikings, I was like, oh my God, now I think the Jets might be in first place, but they're not. The Dolphins are.
Yeah, which is mind-boggling too. I think that's so cool. I like the Dolphins a lot.
They've just been getting better and better.
They have been. But Tua, like, as long as Tua's playing, they are okay. You know, they totally found their groove. They look great.
Yeah, there's just so much speed on that team.
Oh my God.
All things coming together and the right things happening. And
Hill, like, you can't beat that.
No, not at all. So, I don't really remember much else from Week 9.
I don't either. Plus, I also don't want to remember much from Week 9.
Yeah,
it wasn't my greatest week.
Yeah, don't worry. It was still better than my Monday night football game. But
I'm sorry. I really wanted to high five you this week.
Yeah, me too. But Week 9 also, like, we had the Thursday game against the Texans, Houston Texans, as the Phillies were playing the Houston Astros. And I was a little worried against the Texans because their one running back, Damian Pierce, he's really, really good.
He's a stud.
He didn't do so well on Sunday, I believe, against the Giants. Their defense was also just messing up our O-line.
Yeah.
I was getting so frustrated. I'm like, if we lose to the Astros, or I'm sorry, we did lose to the Astros, but if we lost to the Texans and the Phillies lost to the Astros, I would have been so upset.
That was such a crazy circumstance how you were playing, the Phillies and the Astros were playing, and then the Texans and the Eagles were playing at the same time.
Yeah.
But a different, like, one in Texas, one in Philly.
One that also, or another crazy thing about that was that the Phillies game started, like, 15 minutes before the football game, but ended like 40 minutes after the football game was over.
Yeah.
And that game was really exciting too. Oh my God, that game was so good. Okay, so that was the final game in Philly, and we could have. It was 3-2, I think, ended up being the final score.
You guys won that game, right?
No, we lost.
You lost that game.
But Romuto hit the ball that guy, their center fielder, the Astros center fielder, jumped it and, like, bounced off the wall and caught it.
Oh, that's right.
And it's like, if he would not have caught that, I think we would have won that game.
That was a crazy catch.
I mean, you can't be mad at losing with, him and Pena, their shortstop, had another, like, just a backhand grab out of the air at shortstop, like. So that was probably, in my opinion, the best played game of the series on both teams.
Now that you're going through it, I do remember that.
Yeah, that game was just so epic. And, there were so many moments that game really could have gone either way. I forget who was pitching, if it was Verlander pitching for the Astros. I think we had Syndergaard in.
Verlander pitched the last game, correct?
No, Valdez.
Valdez packed it. So, yeah. Maybe it was
Yeah.
the second to last game Verlander pitched?
Oh, maybe. So that would have been that game then. That was the second to last game. Because Friday was a travel game. So, yeah, so Schwarber hits a home run. We tied up 1-1 because I think, what's his name? Altua hit like a triple or a double, and then I think maybe Pena hit him in, or somehow he managed to get all the way in. But, yeah, it was just, I like those low-scoring games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It was pretty good.
All in all, like, obviously the result's not great, but it was a great series.
It was. And
every game was exciting.
there was this really cool photograph that I guess someone had taken. I can't remember the dude who made that catch, but he's from Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is like the town over from where my aunt lives. It's right next to Thorndale, kind of. I guess it's not the town over, but it's very close to Thorndale and Downingtown. And, yeah, so he's a Philly boy. And he, oh my God, makes that awesome catch in Philly, saving his team. Like, sucks. I wish he was on our team. But anyway, so somebody had like leaned over and taken a picture of not his body, but the print that his body made
on
the ground, which is just crazy because
really
it's like his back, his arm. He landed like this.
Oh my God.
And you just see his arm, like it looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then you see like little feet.
It sounds like a cartoon.
Around. You could probably Google that picture. And no, that was just so sick. And then obviously Saturday, man, I could go on about that game too, because literally, I don't like putting the blame on anybody when it comes to sports, but I mean, if I'm going to blame anybody, it's going to be the coach in that. And we did the same thing when we lost in the no-hitter. We started Wheeler, traded him for Jose Alvarado, I think, guy with the big beard. And he lets up like 4 runs.
It's weird how like it imploded
Both games.
So much.
Both games.
So
I'm like,
quick.
you know, Jose's a great pitcher. He throws the heat, but like that's about it. And you're putting him in the meat of the lineup with like the heavy hitters, and it's like the faster that ball comes in, the farther out it's going to go. And I'm just like, we needed to be putting someone in with like movement on their ball, and I was really disappointed with that decision, but, you know, it is what it is. The Phillies played so great in the postseason. I was so proud of that team.
Such an awesome series. Every game was fun to watch.
I will never forget this postseason of baseball in my entire life. Like, I will never forget this team,
you can't forget this year of being a Philly fan. It's just been so awesome.
It's since September till now was just like so many coincidental, crazy things happening with that team, you know, and just
a lot of alcohol consumed.
Oh my God, I am kind of relieved that we're just down to like football once a week and then hockey like twice a week sometimes.
It gets to be a lot of eating fried foods and drinking alcohol.
Lots of alcohol, lots of and baseball just, the game's starting at 8:03, they're like ending at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm wired, so I get home and I can't go back to bed, but like,
I get it.
It was a very long October.
It was a long October for you.
But it was fun. It was so fun. I'm so proud of the Phillies, and I can't wait for baseball season next year. I was looking at the free agencies. We do have Syndergaard going on free agency and Gene Segura going on free agency. I'm hoping we at least sign Gene because I think he's a great asset to our team. He makes some mistakes here and there, but like he comes in clutch as a base hitter when we need them. I mean, he almost pulled it off. Almost pulled it off in that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Great second baseman. I like his chemistry on the team with Stott and with Sosa when we have Sosa at shortstop, and it's just, you know, I don't want the team to change. That's the saddest part about the season ending is like you don't know who's coming and going.
Stay and go. I know. I feel that every year of football too. I'm like, this was such a good team. Well, this year I feel different. But maybe
you guys will be a good team in the future.
Who knows? I think so too.
You guys are working through a lot of things, And sometimes
Not growing pains.
Exactly. And when you add more and more and more to the plate, now you're dealing with injuries. Like, the Packers are doing the best they can, and they're making it work. I mean, you guys beat the Cowboys. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so
I didn't
happy.
expect it to happen, but it did happen.
I just had this feeling in my
You
heart.
did, I know.
That, and it was crazy, too, because leading up to that game, this was like... So how we did our predictions last week was I wrote everything down and I texted her a picture, and then we just sent each other our list at the same time. Yep. So there was no
no funny business.
Exactly.
It was very legit.
So
and I almost wanted to switch my Bills-Vikings pick, and it's a good thing I didn't.
Me too. Okay, so we even talked about that too. I was just like, and it's funny because I almost wanted to switch to the Vikings, and you almost wanted to switch to the Bills. So like, I went with the I went with the Bills. You went with the Vikings.
Reluctantly, but yes.
Yeah, and I remember before I sent you my list, I was like, there's 2 games that I'm a little on the fence of.
And that was one of them.
That was one of them. The other one, it was the Panthers-Falcons game.
That's right.
Because I was like, I ended up going with the Panthers, and I wanted to go with them because of the results of the previous game when they met up, that they lost because of the kicker missing the 2 kicks. And I'm like, I don't think they're going to let Falcons get away with another division win. And they ended up winning. So I'm glad I didn't change that. But I just had this feeling about the Vikings, but I thought for sure you were going to pick the Bills. So I was like, I don't want to risk wearing the bra if Christine picks the Bills and then you pick the Vikings. And I found out Josh Allen wasn't playing.
I know. Which was kind of, that's kind of where I was at, because I was like, I don't know if Josh Allen's going to play, so I'm going to take the Vikings. And
and then just kidding.
He told me he was playing,
but
so
it didn't even matter. But
no.
Hey, the Vikings are looking so good.
They look so good. They're actually really fun to watch, as much as I hate to admit it. They're fun. They're enjoyable to watch.
Jefferson, holy crap.
Justin Jefferson. That is arguably, that might be like the new best catch ever. Like the OBJ one happened 10 years ago, which was crazy.
Okay, no, I think the OBJ one is still the best because there was no one helping that ball.
No, I agree, but this was in tight coverage, the Justin Jefferson catch.
Yeah, but it also like that guy's arm helped him secure.
I guess I kind of agree with you. I still think the OBJ catch is the best of all time, but this was close.
Even that one.
This was so cool.
There was another one this season. Was it on the Steelers?
Oh, it was George. Was it George Pickens? Was it Pickens? I think it was Pickens.
Yeah.
The Steelers, yeah.
Because that one was...
The crazy one-handed catch.
Yeah.
I reposted that a few times. It was Pickens.
Okay.
That was crazy, too. But this one was like...
Jefferson is outstanding because of
the
coverage and the...
He's so good. And the circumstances, being such a close game at that point. And
oh my God, that game was so good.
That game was probably the best game of the year so far.
Oh my God, hands down.
It was so
No,
good.
I don't know. I think your guys' Cowboys... Packers
that was good,
but more because I'm like more invested in the Packers, and then also just wanting the Cowboys to lose.
Yeah,
so
you hate the Cowboys.
I would dub that as my favorite.
And then
game
there was
of the
the McCarthy homecoming.
That was cute. Aaron Rodgers running up and giving him a hug. And, Aaron Rodgers, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but like he just looked so happy that game.
Dude, the energy was definitely different with him.
Yeah.
Even on McAfee yesterday, he seemed like lighter and happier, and then like Christian Watson.
That's what happens when people make catches. And,
I know.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, finally.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope he just continues to thrive now.
Me too.
I hope that was just like the little hump he had to get over, and now he's good.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's a big game to be a superstar in. Dallas is not an easy feat. I didn't realize that you guys always have this like rival. Oh no!
Oh yeah.
I always say that, and then you remind me that they call Dallas the Lambeau South.
Yeah.
So, but
they always say like death, taxes, and the Packers. That's like Cowboys like worst things or whatever.
But
so funny.
Maybe because the Eagles aren't as threatening as the Packers are.
I don't know. It's just so weird how just certain
we
teams...
both beat the Cowboys. We can high five for that.
That's worth a high five. I agree.
But no, I mean, and also too, just to go from like because didn't the Bills Vikings game ran into
it did, and that always happens whenever
it does. Remember last year when we would be watching the 1:00 games, and you're like, if this stupid game like runs into my Packers game, because you guys had so many 4:00 games.
We had so many 4:00 games, and every game before that would always go to overtime. If you're like the game of the week, it was like
crazy
the first
how many
quarter.
overtime games last season there was.
So
like,
naturally,
every week I felt like.
So naturally, of course, this one had to do the same thing.
It was worth
it. It was so good. Like I could be mad, and then I also thought I'm like, there's no way the Packers are gonna win. So whatever, I'll just watch this Bills Vikings game, take it easy, not stress on our game, and then sure enough, we won.
Yeah.
In overtime.
So week 11 also, or week 10, the Bears-Lions game, we had Justin Fields with that huge, like, 60-something run.
Yes. He's
touchdown.
so good. He's really, like, coming into his own now.
Man, that guy is probably my favorite quarterback to watch because I think we talked about it a little bit in our last episode when he was playing Washington, and I think when they were playing the Dolphins, and he would get, like, tackled or sacked, and he's just, like, down, and, like, each hit is harder and harder and harder, but he does not stop.
He doesn't go down.
He keeps getting up, and, like, you could even tell the way he's getting up, he's just like, oh, that hurt. But
he's
on
so
to the next
tough,
play,
right?
and, like, I'm really enjoying watching him play.
Me too.
And,
it's weird to say, but I am too.
He's a great leader on the
Bears
team.
look decent. Like, I don't know if this will be the year they, like, get it together, but I think I'm going to be a little afraid of them next year.
They're
and
coming
you can tell
together.
They're trying to, like, really, like, bring a lot of weapons in to make the team better. I think next year it's going to be...
But honestly, like, I know it's
for
a
them.
stressful thing to worry about, but that just makes football so much more fun to watch.
It does.
Like, same thing with
Ups
the
and
Lions,
downs.
like, not knowing if the Lions are going to win or not. And, like, I
agree.
mean, that game could have gone either way,
Could've gone
too.
either
And
way.
I want to say, I know when the Bears were playing the Dolphins, like, took an early lead. Like, I think there was a huge, like, difference, and then the Bears just slowly started catching back up. Same thing when the Bears played the Cowboys the week before. The Cowboys was, like, so far ahead of them, and here come the Bears, like, making it, like a field goal difference of a game, and then the Cowboys ended up just kind of taking off again. But even against the Lions... the opposite. I want to say the Lions started catching back up to the Bears too because I was like, I might win the picks this week. But then the Bears ended up coming out on top. But I guess I can go over that.
Yeah.
I kind of like
Go
skipped
for it.
our. So for week.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. That was week 9. Yeah, week 9.
Yes.
Okay, so we did pretty good for predictions. There was 13 games that week. I got 10 out of the 13. You got 9 out of the 13. The difference was I went with Pete Carroll and the Seahawks, and you went with the Cardinals in that Seahawks-Cardinals game. Don't really remember the score. Don't remember like if it was exciting or not. But and then we did pretty good. We called the. But no. Okay, so that wasn't the one because I had gone with the Rams. You went with the Bucks. The Bucks won. What was the other one that we differed on? Oh, the Jags and the Raiders.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, I don't know how I feel about Jacksonville because ETN looks like he's been doing really good.
I love ETN.
You called that
I feel like he's the only
exciting thing on that team. Like,
totally.
Trevor Lawrence is just such a snooze fest.
I know, he really is, and I just don't see him getting any better. You know, it's been a couple years now, and like,
yeah,
it's just very status quo.
They lost this week, I think.
Did they?
Forget who they played in week 11. Neither of us picked them.
I don't remember either. Jags. No, it wasn't the Colts because the Colts won to the Raiders this week.
Yeah, hang on.
Who was
it? NFL week 10.
I keep feeling like there's a sneeze stuck in my nose.
See, this is like just kind of the point, though. Like, I don't really...
right, it's not like a game you're invested in.
I want to be invested because of Doug Peterson, but I'm just not.
Didn't the Jags almost win 2 weeks ago, though? It was, like, close.
That was against the Raiders. The Raiders.
It was
they
close.
did. It was pretty close. The Chiefs.
Oh.
That's why we didn't pick them.
Of course. Would have been silly to pick them.
But Juju had that really bad injury in that
Juju.
game. That concussion. That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so my whole thing with the concussion thing is, like, I thought they were trying to... I was thinking about this on my drive over here because, like, I feel like there's been... And I don't know if it's just because I'm watching so much football at once, but I feel like there's been so much more concussions this year. And I don't know if it's because of, like... With Tua's concussion, now they just call everything. But there's been, like, obvious concussions.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And, like, I'm just, like, I don't understand how they're saying that this has been, like, the fewest concussions or they're, like, cracking down on concussions and all that because, like...
What quarterback got like, it looked like he got concussed this week, and then he came back in. Was
Oh,
Herbert?
it was Herbert.
Was
I don't think
Herbert.
he looked like he got
Yeah,
concussed, though.
he just looked like he took a nasty hit, and I was like, oh, God.
It looked more like his freaking
I was
neck got
surprised.
snapped. I mean, his
Yeah.
whole helmet went sideways.
Oh,
but
yes, that was rough.
Yeah, so he got up right away.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He like fixed.
Yeah, he was
like
talking to
fumbling
somebody,
for
too.
his mouthpiece is what it was. And I think like when he was like this, they were like, oh, the fingers, but like. His mouthpiece was all like wonky in his helmet, and his helmet was all this way because I think he's got the one that like connects.
The strap.
No, some people have like the mouthpiece that like connects.
Oh, that
their,
goes into
I don't know. I just remember seeing like something all about in his
Okay.
like face, and I mean his helmet went completely sideways. So, but he got up right away, and it was towards halftime, and
it was towards halftime.
Yeah.
And he was talking to someone walking off the field, and he looked very much fine.
Yeah, he
like,
looked totally.
He didn't
fine.
look
Yeah.
like dazed or
no, but
slowly
they
speaking or
they did pull him for an evaluation. I think that was like right before Zach Ertz got injured.
That was a bummer too.
Yeah, and we looked that up. I guess it's been confirmed as of 3 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago, that Zach Ertz's season is done.
Officially over.
Really sad about that.
Yeah.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah.
I love Zach Ertz for obvious
You need a
reasons,
tight end.
but
Look up the Cardinals' backup tight end. I'm not sure what his name is, but it's probably on waivers right now.
I don't know his name, but I think there might be better options.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah,
there might be.
There's still some hidden
gems.
Tight ends. Okay. So speaking of fantasy, okay. So tell me how I was like going through my fantasy team, like just I had that dilemma last week where I was like, who do I put in my flex? Do I put Judy? Do I put Hines? Do I put Gibson? Settled on Hines because I was like, well, Gibson got the only touchdown against the Eagles.
Hines didn't do anything, did he?
I think he got like 4. He did more than Judy did. Judy goes down the first play of the game, and I'm just like, well,
damn it. There goes that. You can't control those things, so.
There was so much
Did the
drama.
best you could.
I ended up winning my week, but I almost lost my week, which is pathetic because I was playing against somebody who hasn't even been setting their lineup for the past, for my knowledge, like 2 weeks, because they have like 3 people on IR. They had 2 people that was out. They had Kyler Murray as their quarterback and Matt Stafford as their backup. No quarterback. And I literally almost lost because going into Monday night, I had A.J. Brown, the Eagles defense, and Jake Elliott, and he had Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
And they didn't really... thankfully, the Eagles, for whatever reason, decided not to really run the ball because Miles Sanders could have easily won.
I think he had only like 5 points, Miles Sanders, right?
Yeah, he only had like 6 or 7 carries.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't use him more. We used Boston Scott a lot, though. Boston Scott was breaking through the lines.
I had a feeling it was
and
going to
Kenny.
be a Boston
I like
Scott
Kenny
game.
Gainwell a lot. I call him Kenny Powers. He, I think, was one of the guys. He did something stupid that game. But anyway, so like while I had called my sister and she actually had said to go with Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson did great. I think he had like 11 or 12 points.
That's right. Yeah.
Because he did get a touchdown, I think.
That's I think the only thing I saw when I was
he did good in the first half and then like didn't really do a lot in the second half.
Did he get hurt?
He almost got hurt.
That's what it was.
He was taken out. He landed a little. He like had his leg dragging, and then one of our players landed on his ankle.
That's the last thing I saw before I got on my flight. I think I saw.
Oh, you saw a lot of the game.
I didn't. I just like walked by a bar that was showing it.
Because I think that was like right before halftime or right after halftime. I don't remember.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe George told me about it on the plane. All I know is I heard that he got hurt.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
A.J. Brown almost got... I think A.J. Brown was hurt that whole game because then we didn't really pass him.
A lot of injuries.
Yeah, now we got Dallas Goedert out on IR for 4 weeks at least, but it could be more. You never know how that goes. I didn't really look more into that injury. If it's like... I know it's a shoulder. I know he's requiring... I said I don't know if he's requiring surgery or not or like what the deal is. I do need to look into that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay, so like maybe I should be a little more worried than I am, but I think we're gonna be okay without DG because Stoll, we've been like slowly like just introducing him and getting him passes, and he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much we actually used Dallas Goedert until I saw some of the like reports on this injury saying that he's like one of the top 5 tight ends and has
crazy.
second most
I feel like
carries.
they've used him so much this season. Like, he was used a lot last season, but it was
I feel like we used him way more last season.
No way. He was on my fantasy team. I feel like he's scoring better this season.
You know what it is? Because he catches and runs.
Maybe that's what it is.
He runs
more accurate this season.
He's gotten a lot of touchdowns too.
Yeah.
Like at least one every other game.
Was a lot more.
He got a touchdown that game.
This year.
But I am very upset about Dallas Goedert being injured because I think that was a dirty play. You know, that happening. Can we just talk about the Eagles game and get this out of the way? Okay, because I know you didn't see it, so you didn't miss much.
I was on a flight during the Eagles game on Monday night.
I will say, as an Eagles fan, that was probably the worst performance of the Eagles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
It was terrible, Christine. It was terrible. It was so bad. So tell me how, you know, we're playing Washington. They don't have deep threat targets or weapons. I'm sorry. They don't have. They have Terry.
Yeah, but he hasn't even been used that much this season. Yeah.
He's a weapon-ish. They have Robinson, who could be a weapon if you don't have a big defensive line, which we do. And we were stopping him, but they were still getting the short gains. And not only was that like they kept converting on third down. They're running the ball, getting these short gains, so their time of possession is just like tripled what we're doing. And then they're passing to Terry, and like nobody is around him. Darius Slay is nowhere around him. I'm like, Darius Slay, like you are the best in like our defense, the best in secondary defense in the entire league. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, once or twice is one thing, but the entire game, like, Darius Slay was just on another planet.
It's just so weird. Like, I know every team has, like, an off day.
He's been doing this for a while, though. Like, the game previously when we were playing Texans, like, he's nowhere near, like, not even, like, to get an interception or to block up a pass, but to not even, like, get to the guy. Like,
what's going on?
I don't know. Like, it's very, very weird.
Did they switch some things up?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's like, dude, there shouldn't have been any confusion, like, who they're passing it to. He's the only guy for them to pass to.
It's just weird, though. Like, with the Commanders, I feel like they're kind of like this, like, sleeper team that everybody expects to be, like, easy, but they come out and they somehow win.
They're not. I thought they were going to be that way.
Yeah.
You guys lost to the Commanders? With Wentz or Heineke? That was Heineke's first game.
That was Heineke's first game, yeah, which I would have rather played Wentz.
Me too. I mean, we sacked him 9 times, but that's the other thing. Tell me how we didn't. I don't know if we got any sacks at all. We might have got 1. We got the forced fumble.
So the defense wasn't playing very well.
We were not getting past our offensive line. Okay, so what it was, though, is Heineke, I think, is very mobile, whereas Wentz is not, because he was, like, running back a lot and then just throwing the ball out. So defense, our block on the run was better than it normally was. Our secondary was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Bless you. Bless you. You okay? You disappeared.
This cold just comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Sorry.
Sorry, germs.
You're good, because you probably had the funk that I just had, so I think I'm good now. But, I don't know. Our defense sucked. And then now we can go into the offense, like, for when we actually had the ball. Like, so we had, and I get really nervous when Hurts does these, like, crazy passes with the deep coverage.
Yeah.
And, it bit us in the butt. There was that interception. A.J. Brown looked like he got hurt his first play, like, involvement of the game.
That always kind of sucks a little bit of momentum out of a team, too. When, like,
I think he just, like, tweaked his ankle. So he was, like, out for a few plays and then came back in.
Well, that's good at least, but...
And then we have... So I can't remember if this stuff was, like, in the second half or not, but, like, I want to say it started with the Dallas Goedert fumble, which shouldn't have even been a fumble. It was a blatant face mask. And not only was it a face mask, but, like, my whole thing about that was that guy was pulling his face away. So now he's looking this way.
See that.
And then he gets blindside tackled on his left side. Yeah. And now his shoulder's messed up.
Yeah.
We fumbled the ball.
And the refs did not even call it. And they didn't catch it so much heat for that because it was blatantly a face mask.
Yes.
And he got injured.
Yes. And they recovered the ball. They run in for the touchdown. That gets reviewed because I guess the player was down, but you can't throw a penalty flag on a review.
Yeah.
So we just have to sit there watching this review to see if Washington was down or not. But having that face mask thrown in our face. But the thing is like, if he they should have just called it something else.
Right.
Like not a fumble in some way. Because, like, if that face mask never happened, Dallas Goedert would not have dropped that ball. He would have seen that guy coming.
Yeah.
He didn't even see him coming. Blindside tackle.
Yeah, that was a shitty call.
That's frustrating. And then the game just kind of, like, went even more south down there. You know, we had the deep pass to Quez Watkins. Beautiful catch, falls down, gets up, runs one step, ball gets knocked out of his hand. We're literally on like the 15-yard line.
Oh.
And then it gets even worse than that, Christine. It gets even worse than that. We're in the 2-minute warning. I think it's like 1:30 left. I mean, we went 3 and out right before that. Sorry.
It was my sneeze.
No, I'm good
my
now.
sneeze is affecting me.
So, like, there's time to get a touchdown. We need a touchdown. It's 26-21 because that Quez Watkins beef turns into a field goal. Same thing with the DG fumble turned into a field goal, I think.
Right.
So, you know, they get the ball with like 1:45 seconds left, and you hear the announcers are like, what's his name? Joe Buck and Troy? Why can't I remember his name?
Troy Aikman. Trey.
That's how much I can't stand that guy.
I know you don't like Troy.
Troy. Ugh. Barf. Anyway, but he's actually liking the Eagles right now, but anyway, he's like, as long as the Eagles can, I think he wanted us to win just to keep having an undefeated team, but like, he's like, as long as the Eagles can hold them to 3 downs and then they punt, you know, there's still a game.
Right.
But all the Washington needed was a first down.
Ugh.
So,
pain.
First down, nothing happens. Second down, nothing happens. Third down. Our defense is honing in on Mr. Heineke. Oh. And he's running back. He's running away. Man cops out and takes a knee.
No.
I'm just like, this is great. He ran like 10 yards the wrong way. The officials are blowing the whistle. True. I'm sitting there like praying to God that like, okay, we're just waiting for my mind is going through all these thoughts. And then I look at the TV and here come these little white cleats in the top of the screen coming to ruin my life.
Of course.
And then I just see Brandon Graham flying through the air and tackling Heineke, who's already down on a knee, about to be getting up. That's how long he was down. Roughing the passer. Yeah. Automatic first down, Christine.
What are you doing?
Automatic first down. Game over.
Oh, that's so painful.
Game
so sorry.
over.
I didn't know it was like that.
Game over. So pathetic. And it was annoying too, and I'm happy that I'm not the only one who thought this way, because like first I was just annoyed at like Brandon Graham doing that, but then I was like watching, because like my sister was like, he can't stop his momentum. I'm like, Cassie, he took like 5 or 6 steps. Yeah. This was not like a 2-step fly in the air, Superman. Yeah. This was like, Heineke was about to stand back up.
Yeah, there was time.
Like, I'm just like, Brandon Graham, like somebody even
you think he was just like frustrated and just was like, I gotta get this
I don't
out.
know what the man was thinking. He's been playing football on the Eagles for way too long to be doing this
Sometimes, I think, your emotions just get the best of you. But that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
No. But anyway, so the announcers on this, I was watching like football the next morning at the gym, and like, some people were saying that they think that it was a bad call, that the refs called that on Brandon Graham because his legs were dragging as a sign of him trying to stop. And I guess from the one angle, it looked like he did try to like dive away from Heineke. And as Heineke was getting up, he turned in that direction.
I'm going to have to watch this when we're done.
I don't want to watch it again.
I'm going to have to watch it. You don't have to be here. I'll watch it when you leave.
Well, I'll watch it. I'll watch from this side, so I don't have to see it.
Fair.
But anyway,
I understand.
So like the guy though was saying like he was anti on that play because one, he said that was a cop out. Heineke to take a knee like that, that's not what quarterbacks do. That was like kind of like just
very strange.
A cop out. Like,
yeah.
And
very
he was even
move.
as far as saying as he was trying to get lucky and wanting something like that to happen because it's an automatic first down. And as soon as Brandon, like, he looked prepared for it. Because as soon as Brandon Graham, like, hits him, he turns and points at the ref and then starts celebrating. And the guy even said that, and he, like, does the run-up, and he goes, like, for the first down. And,
very
like,
strange.
The ref...
It's shit like that makes me think things are rigged sometimes.
Well, the guy on the show that I was... I forget what it's one of the... It's, like, the wake up and whatever. Like, and he was, like, saying how that... he's like, I just hate, he's a former football player, so he's like, I hate that. I hate that celebration. Yeah. Like, you took the easy way out.
Exactly.
In an intense
you should,
game.
like, winning a game, exactly. Not by a call.
And, like,
that sucks.
It made me feel a little bit, it calmed me down. I shouldn't say it made me feel better about it because I still just am like, and they keep showing Brandon Graham standing there, like, all upset, and I'm like, I don't want to see this guy right now. I will throw something at this TV. Like, I don't... BG, like, I'm over you right now. Yeah. Like, I cannot believe... Because he also did something like that in the Steelers game that resulted in the Steelers getting a touchdown when he taunted
Sounds to me like he's got a temper. Or
he's not got a temper. Or he gets, he's like, cocky.
He gets like heated and he doesn't think his actions
There's a really funny mic'd up of Fletcher Cox, like... trying to get the team in a huddle, like, in between snaps, and Brandon Graham's just, like, running his mouth to whatever team they're playing. I think it was the Ravens, even. And Fletcher Cox is like, hey, BG, hey! Like, he's like, oh, I'm coming. And, like, he just gets that way. He gets that way. And it's just, like, that's also cheap, though. I don't like that happening. I don't like our players playing that way. That's, like, a Dallas thing to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's not... how we play football. And I was just so upset. And, like, the most upsetting part about that was, like, we have Jalen Hurts, who, like, probably the most stoic guy on the field. Yeah. Like, he never has a reaction. He always just kind of looks composed.
He does always look composed.
He even
very well said.
He's like, he stood up and, like, threw his hands. He's like, what?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You gave this away.
Like, he was ready to go in there and save the day, and I really think that we would have had a minute and, like, 20-something seconds left, 30 seconds. We had no timeouts left, but I think we could have, like, done something, and
of course
then we end up getting the ball back with, like, 2 seconds left, because I guess the way, like, when they kept taking the knee, like, it brought the clock down to, like... We had, like, 2 or 5 seconds left, and we tried to do one of the... And I thought we were maybe going to go for a deep pass, but instead we tried to do one of those, like, shuffling the pass things and drop the ball, and they pick up and run in for a touchdown. So the final score was 32-21, but those last, like, 6 points was just, like, nothing.
Just one of those...
Yeah, but, no, it was, like...
That's painful.
That's not how an undefeated team plays football.
No, but... I know it sucks and you want to stay undefeated, but do you feel, like, a little better now that it's over? Because I feel like when you're undefeated,
I'm not upset. Like, I'm not upset about
pressure.
Losing.
Yeah,
I'm not.
It's bound to happen eventually. It's hard to be undefeated.
That was not
how you wanted to go down.
No, and it's annoying too because one, I feel like this game is going to haunt us. It was a division loss.
Really sucks for us too because I feel like. The Commanders, like, we're still number 2 in our division, and, like, it would be better for us if the Commanders had lost that game.
Yeah, they have an easy schedule coming up, too.
We have the hardest schedule coming up by points won or, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, below 500 or above 500 teams.
Oh, the average?
The average, yeah.
Percent?
Packers have the hardest schedule going forward.
I feel like what was the most heartbreaking about that game is that it was not a defeat. We lost the game.
Right.
We did it to ourselves.
And self-inflicted wounds.
It's
which always hurts more.
You know, as somebody who, like, played sports my whole life, like, that is the worst kind of losses.
Yeah.
I know what I mean? Like, imagine if the Packers lost in overtime. Like, you would be frustrated and upset and, like, oh, we could have won that game. But you wouldn't, you put up a good fight.
Right.
We just were we gave that game to them.
Yeah.
You know, my mom and my sister were all upset. The refs weren't even on our side. Like, but it wasn't the calls that got us in that game. It was our mistakes. And I really admired Jalen Hurts' post-game speech. he said some points that like just were going through my head, and he was like, said something, because like the Eagles have been playing kind of like how we've been undefeated is only because of our record. I don't think it's because of our team. And I mean, our team is great, don't get me wrong, but we've also been doing a lot of like silly mistakes, not as bad as that game. And like he even noted that, he's like, you know that one day those mistakes are going to catch up to you, and today was the day, and you know they were all things that we could have done differently.
Right.
And it just, he's right though.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a defeat, it was a loss. And so two things will happen. Either maybe the Eagles just got exposed that we aren't the great team that everybody was like saying we were, or we're going to go in, you know, we're going to fix these mistakes, we're going to address them, and we're going to come back and we're going to play intense. I'm still waiting for our like blowout game. We have not had any blowout games. Maybe the last time we played Washington was a blowout game. I still think our Eagles Cowboys game was fantastic. That was a great game. But other than that, like they've just been kind of like lucky wins, like good ball playing, good offense, but just still things that like where our defense kind of just like slacked off, and like we really need some. We just I don't know if we moved him up from our practice squad, but we have a new DT that just got moved up to our field who. I'm trying to remember what his name was. I don't know if he's been on the Eagles before, but he's a Pro Bowl player.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. I just am really missing Jordan Davis. If Jordan Davis can stop himself on a dime and not tackle somebody, Brandon Graham can stop himself in 5 steps.
That's a lot of momentum.
That's all I'm going to say.
Big momentum.
This loss is going to haunt me for the rest of the season.
It's good to face the adversity now and not in like when you get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So maybe you could. A
lot of people, all of my good friends have been saying that to me.
Yeah, clean it up now, get it together.
I knew we were going to lose eventually. That was the point I was getting at, because you asked me about the undefeated. I don't mind not being undefeated. Like, being undefeated was cool.
It is cool.
It was exciting.
But I feel like it like looms over your head every week.
It didn't feel like, honestly, like it would have been more exciting being undefeated if we had like a more really difficult record. Schedule, obviously. Because I felt like we were just kind of expected to have a lot of wins. Like, I feel like if the Vikings had beaten us and they were undefeated, that would have... Well, no, because you guys don't even have a super, super difficult... I mean, I say that, but the Vikings just beat the Bills. I want to win games like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to win games like our Dallas game, like our Vikings game. Yeah. I want those undefeated games. Beating the Texans, beating... the Washington Commanders in week 3 or 4, whenever that was, you know, beating the Jags, like, a lot of teams are beating those teams, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm finally kind of, I'm okay with not being undefeated anymore, because I feel like it's a little more like, it's kind of right. We shouldn't be undefeated right now after playing like that. And I don't have to worry about keeping this undefeated.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing anything. I don't have to worry about my team.
It is.
And I think that also kind of takes the pressure off the team a little bit too.
I think so too.
You know what I mean?
I think you're right.
Maybe they were overplaying, and that's why those things happen. Like Quez Watkins getting up and trying to keep running. Like, he should have just stayed down.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if he stayed down, people would have been like, why didn't he get up and run? But I would take it down.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. But that was in field goal range. And yeah, so anyway, though, I'm debating on keeping Jake Elliott as my kicker, because we just don't seem to be kicking field goals ever. We just get touchdowns. When we're in that range, like, I'm just like, we're pretty much going to get a touchdown. Like, I do like our red zone play calling, I think, is my favorite thing about the Eagles right now. But anyway.
So important. Dude,
our quarterback sneak is like on point.
That's the best.
We even we buried under the one touchdown that we got, and like we were like almost like, they said the Washington Commanders guy jumped over us, but I think we just like forced.
That's so cool.
It was crazy.
That's cool. I need to watch highlights from that game.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot happened.
The good plays were great and the bad plays were terrible, but anyway, going back, I feel like we started this tangent because I was like going on my fantasy team.
Okay, go back to your fantasy.
I ended up winning, but
hell yeah.
When I was on the fence about the Antonio Gibson, Judy, Hines, whatever, which I'll tell you real quick what Hines ended up getting.
I think it was pretty low.
Oh, he only got 1 point.
Yeah, I think it was barely anything. I don't even
remember
remember hearing his name.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson was the move. I also picked up, again, back on my team, Mr. Dalton Schultz. He had like 12 points that
Yeah.
game. I should have put him. I considered putting him in my flex this week.
How did he do this week?
12 points.
Oh, that was this week.
Yes.
I thought that was last week.
Well, last week being like on Sunday. He got a touchdown against you guys.
I didn't realize it was him, but now that you say that, I do remember that because I remember thinking, Allie's fantasy team.
Yeah.
That was how I was trying to justify it.
Not only is Dalton Schultz back on my team, but so is Jarvis Landry. I have come full circle and ended up with almost the same team I started with.
You should see if Kadarius Toney's on the waiver wire. He had a monster.
Tony!
I dropped him, and now other people picked him up, and I want him back, and I can't get him back because he didn't do anything for a while. He was hurt.
Tone?
Toney, I think. See if he's available. He got picked up.
He is.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Especially if Juju's out.
He's on Kansas City.
Yeah, he got traded to Kansas City.
Oh, Juju, duh. Yeah, he had 17 points. Mm-hmm. Should I drop Landry and pick him up?
Maybe. I would
Let's
probably
see their
do
schedule.
That.
They're playing.
Who do the Chiefs play this week?
I think they have a bye.
Oh.
No. They already had a bye. I'm sorry. They play the Chargers. Oh. Remember, that's the Sunday night game, and I'm just like, they had the primetime matchup in week 2 or 3 when they were the Thursday game, and now they're also going to be the primetime game on Sunday.
I mean, the Chiefs are great in prime time, but I'm like all about like flexing games if we can.
I would rather see the Cowboys-Vikings game at that time. I want to see that game.
That's probably the one I'm looking forward to most.
Me too.
This week.
Maybe we should go to Slackers for that game.
We could do that.
I think it's a 4 o'clock
We should totally do that.
We can go to the Parrot Bar for the Eagles and then go to Slackers because I'm sure there'll be Packers fans there watching.
For sure.
Do you think they're going to be wanting the Cowboys to win though? So the Vikings have a worse... No,
I just don't even think
we were smart, you would want the Cowboys to lose because if they keep losing...
Right.
Then
we have a better shot at a seed.
Exactly.
The Vikings are too far gone at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay, so...
They're not going to win the North.
Okay. So Kadarius Toney. Tony? Is it Tony or Tooney?
It's Tony. I don't know. It's Tooney now. That's funny.
They play the Chargers, the Rams, the Bengals, Denver, Houston, Seattle, Denver. Versus...
I like that.
Landry.
I like that waiver wire pickup.
Landry is also questionable with an ankle.
Check your
already
waiver
have
wires.
an ankle?
Landry?
Yeah, that's why he was out for like 6 games.
I feel like ankle injuries are also
which is why I dropped him in the first place. Okay, but listen to this. Jarvis Landry has the Rams, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, a bye, but then Atlanta, Cleveland, and Philly.
I don't know. I'd go with Kadarius Toney, but that's just me.
All right, I'm going to do
Also, like, as much as we hate to say this, like, Deshaun Watson's a really good pickup on the waiver wire this week because he will be coming back.
I have Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, I am not.
You don't need that. You're not even involved in this conversation. If you have Mahomes, you're probably doing pretty well in your fantasy leagues and you don't need a quarterback. So, but that's another good one to look out for.
But how long is Juju going to be out for?
I don't know.
And they also have
it's
MVS.
A concussion.
They have MVS too.
Meh. He's very meh.
Did Mercedes get a touchdown in the...
Big dog?
Did he?
No.
He did something that... He almost got a touchdown.
Maybe he almost got a touchdown.
I just saw him and then like him high-fiving...
Big dog.
Him high-fiving...
He's so big and old. I love him.
Aaron Rodgers.
So yeah, Deshaun Watson. And then Odell Beckham's probably a pretty good pickup too if he's available in any leagues because he'll probably be going to a team here soon. Not me. I don't think he's going to come to the Packers. He's going to go to a team with a playoff shot. Like,
why didn't you tell me that? I would have picked him up over Tooney.
Tony. I think Kadarius Toney is a better pickup.
Than OBJ?
Right now, yeah. You probably have another week or two.
Well, now I can say that I didn't come full circle because I don't have Jarvis Landry on my team as of 2 seconds ago.
That's me, though. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's correct. But that's your...
I mean,
waiver wire update for the week.
I still have Tyler Lockett. And,
that's a good one.
Oh, Tyler Lockett's on a bye this week.
Oh, yeah. Seahawks are on a bye.
So, right now, my current team is Patrick Mahomes. I have A.J. Brown, who's questionable. But they didn't say what it was, so I'm thinking it's just one of those, like, Wednesday things. Giving him time off. Because he did get a little beat up.
Some rest, for
sure. And then Jacoby Myers going against the Jets, which last time he didn't really do anything.
I'm waiting for him to
wake back up again. But I could put Tony in. against the
What's
Chargers.
his projection? Not that projections matter.
7 points, and Jacoby Myers is 9.8. And then I got Derrick Henry, who, like, I don't know what happened with him.
It's going to be the hardest thing because I hate that he didn't do anything this past week, because I feel like he's going to have a monster against us tomorrow night.
I think that maybe that's what they were doing. Who did they play again? They won their game, the Titans.
Yeah, who did they play? I forget now.
Oh, I have a picture of the matchups.
I watched so much football on Sunday because you know how we had the Germany game? I sat on a couch from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Oh my God, that's right.
I guess that was like a cool thing too. They were singing Country Roads, which I don't get the connection.
Is it very American?
Well, that is an American song. It's John Denver.
Yeah.
Wait, because of the Broncos. Okay, that makes sense. Wait. Is that a Broncos thing?
But the Broncos didn't play.
Weren't they playing?
It was the Bucks and
the Broncos.
No, the Broncos played in London. Didn't they play in London?
No.
That was the Broncos.
You guys played
Bucks?
in London.
No, but I think the Bucks did the week before.
I'm pretty sure because Judy went down and
was that it?
I was on my way to my sister's house.
It's all a blur.
Hang on, I have the matchups here.
I need the schedule. I've got sick brain.
Speaking of, because I guess you saw it and I didn't. While I look up who the Broncos played or whatever I was looking up, let's talk about the Tom Brady not catch.
Oh my God.
What happened? I just
They used him as a wide receiver, and he looked like he was running a route, but it looked like my grandpa
running a route.
Didn't
he fall down?
Yeah, but I don't even think there was contact. I think it was I'm running.
And then it almost was an interception.
Yeah, that was sloppy as hell.
Where is my list?
You know what I can talk about also.
Oh, no, it was the Seahawks and the Bucks.
It was the Seahawks.
So that doesn't make sense. Why were they singing that song, Country Road?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like, oh, America.
But the whole crowd, I guess, was singing it.
It was very cool.
So the Titans...
Even Brady said it was very cool.
Girl, the Titans played the Broncos.
You don't even have sick brain.
So
I have an excuse.
How did Derrick Henry not have a lot of points against the Broncos?
I don't know. I'm just
he had
worried.
7 points for me.
I'm worried now because I feel like we're going to see a monster tomorrow night from him. He's due. Please don't. Please don't. Don't do it, Derrick Henry. Oh, I need to talk about my trip.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So, this Sunday, my husband and I should say this weekend, we flew up to North Carolina because we were going to go visit some good friends up there, one of which just got a job at the Carolina Panthers. So he was like, I'll take you guys to see the stadium because the Panthers played on Thursday, so it was very quiet on Saturday and Sunday at the stadium. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to take you guys to see where I work. And I just kind of figured we would just maybe see the field kind of close and then walk around the arena a little bit. But this was a tour. It was crazy. God. So we get there.
It looked beautiful out that day.
It was beautiful. So I think why I'm sick is because I literally went from 87 degrees to 32 degrees. It was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold.
And then back to 90 degrees.
Back to 90 degrees now. But we got there on Saturday morning, and then he took us over to the stadium on Saturday afternoon, and there was literally not a soul in that stadium. Maybe we saw 2 janitors the whole time just cleaning carpets or something.
No security or anything?
We had to check in with security, but that was about it. Within the stadium, no security. So we get there, and I think we're just going to go see Aaron's office or something. No. We went through the tunnels, and then we ended up in the ticket holder, the different clubs for season ticket holders. There was the average Joe club, it would be you and me, as ticket holders. What do you mean
clubs? Club seats or?
Club seats, but there's different tiers. So we went to the average Joe club seats where it's just you and me, and they had some nice buffet type areas, and the seats were pretty decent. And then we went up to the billionaire club.
Is that
seats.
where you when I called you?
Yes.
And you were in that room. It looked like a conference room.
No, I'll get to that too.
Okay.
So we saw all the different tiers of club owners areas, which was insane. And then we basically, we didn't go physically on the field, but as close as we could get to the field. But the coolest part was we got to go in the locker room.
Yeah.
We got to go in the locker room and the meeting room and like the receivers room and all that stuff.
That was cool too, where
yes.
you showed me the where they have all the chairs and like
yes,
the auditorium.
The auditorium.
Yeah,
so, like,
that was so cool.
So my first thought when we got into the locker room was like, I gotta find out our shower curiosity, because me and Allie were curious about the showers, if they're communal or if they're like the little like separated pod shower types things. But like the locker room is like very long, and the shower in the bathroom is like all the way at the back, and I didn't even know if we were supposed to be in the locker room, so I only got like a quarter in. But like the first few lockers when you walk in were like Baker's locker was right there.
Oh my God.
And if you're ever curious what kind of moisturizer Baker Mayfield uses, his choice is cocoa butter.
It's the Palmer's cocoa butter.
It's the Palmer's cocoa butter.
I use the Palmer's shea butter.
It's very good stuff.
That is so cool.
It was so cool. And DJ Moore's locker was like one over from Baker's. Baker is kind of messy. I actually could post all these photos on our Instagram if you guys are curious and you want to see it. But I was like, I wish I had Post-its, because I could have just like left little encouraging Post-it notes and put it on everybody's cubby area.
Dude, that is so crazy.
It was so cool. The stadium was beautiful, and I found out it's actually the oldest stadium in the NFL.
Really?
And it has like, they have renovated it to make it look a little more modern, but Aaron did tell us that they're thinking of actually building a completely new stadium, so they're not pouring a shit ton of money into it,
right,
in case they build.
Everybody's building a new stadium.
It seems to be really
hot right now.
You got the
Bears getting a new stadium.
The Bills are getting a new stadium.
Yeah, that should
Crazy.
be ready like in a couple of years. I think.
Looks beautiful.
Someone was telling me that the Bears, that Soldier Field, they want to rebuild it because they don't like the area that it's in. It's
so they're
like
putting
really
it in
bad.
Arlington Heights. Soldier Field's in a beautiful area.
That's what some guy
like the
was
West
telling
Loop.
me.
It's
And
beautiful.
I'm like, I don't know. I've only been
no, it's
to
right on
Chicago
the lake.
once.
I think it's just, I think what they want to do is they want to start making these like stadium areas, like experiences for people where you like stay in hotels and you get to do all these activities around the stadium. And Soldier Field's in downtown Chicago.
That's where it should be.
It's beautiful. It's on the lake, but they're moving it to Arlington Heights in like the next 8 years, and they're going to build like a brand new.
How far is Arlington Heights from where it is now?
I feel like it's maybe like an hour and a half
Are you
outside of
kidding
Chicago.
me? I would be so pissed.
Yeah.
That'd be like if the Eagles decided to like move their stadium to like Thorndale.
Yeah.
And I mean, that'd be cool because I have family in Thorndale.
Right.
But
It's
like,
a bummer though. Like all those people that.
Well, and isn't the
in
whole
the city.
point of the franchise team? It's like to bring money into the city.
Yeah. But I think they feel that like if they could get people to stay there multiple days before a game and hop bars or do like different kinds of football oriented things around that city.
In Arlington Heights, but not in Chicago, where it's like the whole point of.
I feel like it's way more accessible.
I think that's stupid.
I do too. I think it's. But
I would be.
And
upset.
Soldier Field is just like so iconic and old. Although I know the turf's not great there, but it's gonna be so weird. It's gonna be weird.
Like my favorite thing about we're going. I got the tickets to the Bengals Browns game,
Oh,
so
man,
like I'm going
so
up to
cool.
Cincinnati for the game. But I love that stadium is literally like
In the heart of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
feel
the
like
Reds
that's how
is right
it
next
should be.
to it.
Yeah. It's like
Like-
a sports complex.
Yeah, like I mean, the Philly Stadium is in like Philadelphia. The Eagles, like that whole complex is in Philadelphia.
Right.
On the very edge of Philadelphia, though, like by the highway, you could walk to
That's what
the
I love.
Bengals
I love
field
that
and the
too.
Reds field. Like
Yeah.
you can literally walk there, and there's a whole area in front of it of just like pedestrian bars, like where it's like the pedestrian walkway. It's called the Banks, and it's like. Well, I guess that's more in front of the baseball field, and then like the Bengals stadium is like maybe like 2 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why aren't they all
I don't
like
know.
that?
I'd like to know what Bears fans feel about that. I should ask my friends because
It's just like, I mean, I don't know where people will like. I guess I don't really know what the parking situation is in front of the Bengals stadium. There has to be a parking lot, but like, and because then people can tailgate there. But it's like.
that's
I don't want
I
my
know.
sports team to be like an hour away from the city they play
And I can't
for.
imagine like moving Wrigley out of Chicago.
But
you know, like, that's-
imagine like all the people that like go that are season ticket holders that go to every game. Now they're gonna have to drive an hour.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
probably lived downtown and like bought. A lot of those people probably won't buy season tickets.
No.
They probably bought them because they're downtown.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe they'll
It's
buy
not gonna
Blackhawk
happen.
tickets or like where is the Blackhawk Stadium?
It's kind of like, it's kind of like, how would I describe it? I mean, it's still within Chicago, but it's a little bit on the outskirts of, like, the
And Chicago
city.
is such a, like, long city. I don't know.
It's more on the south side.
Okay. Man, that's a bummer, though. But anyway.
Anyway.
What did you think about Charlotte in general?
I loved it. I honestly didn't get to see much of it. It got really cold.
It's not a big
It's very
city,
small.
And it's very empty.
It is very empty. It is, however, going through a rebirth. There's a lot of, like, newer buildings. Aaron and Allie live in the downtown area. Like, Aaron literally walks to the stadium for work every day. He's that close. And then there are, like, minor league baseball stadiums, like, right next to where they live.
Oh, cool.
Which is super cool. I thought of you the whole time. But it's, like, it's definitely going through a rebirth. They're rebuilding that city. The buildings are very modern, and it's filled with young people. I think it was awesome.
It's like a ghost town every time I go there.
I didn't see a lot of it. We stayed inside mostly and just watched football the whole time. That was our, like, purpose to go there, just watch football with them.
Yeah.
But did you want to go back and explore
Charlotte's
it more?
fun.
It was beautiful from what I could see.
Were the trees changing?
The trees were all changing. Nice. We did drive a little bit through, like, the outskirts of the city, and, like, the homes were so beautiful with all the brick.
They're not expensive there either.
I know, it's very affordable, and there's some of them are just so
I want to
big.
say Charlotte in general is, like, not an expensive city.
No.
Like, even when you're, like, out buying, like, food and drink,
right.
like, it's pretty low.
Yeah, we went to this, like, really awesome breakfast place called the Vicious Biscuit, and it was very affordable.
I should have told you the steak for the good steak. I went to a restaurant there. I can't remember the name of it, but I can look up.
You have to look it up because we did get steaks one night, so I wonder if it was.
Oh, I can look it up right now because I
think where we went was like a Portuguese kind of a steak place, but it was downtown.
Hold on one sec. I accidentally opened up a message I'm not ready to answer yet.
A work message.
What was this guy's name?
Now you got me curious.
I can look it up afterwards.
Let me know. But anyway, definitely the highlight. I was fangirling so hard was seeing that stadium. And one of the coolest parts of that, other than the locker room and seeing where the players gather and stuff, was Aaron took us through the kitchens and, like, how they prepare all the food for game day. And, like, they have a pantry. And I've never seen such big cans of food in my life. It was so cool. Just crazy to be preparing food for so many people. I don't know. Very cool city. I hope to go back.
I've never done a tour of a field ever.
Oh my God. I need to go see the Packers stadium like that.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've done, like, the Hall of Fame, but yeah, we gotta get
Maybe can, like, our Jets contact get us a tour?
Maybe. I do know a Packer now, though, a former Packer. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. You met that person.
Yeah. One of Aaron's friends is a former Packers player, and I didn't get to know him enough in the small amount of time to be that person and just, like, only ask him Packers questions.
What position did he play?
I think he was a defensive. I thought he was a safety, but he was on the defense, which shocked me because he looked like a pretty lean guy to be a defensive player.
Well, if he's a cornerback or like a safety,
it wasn't a corner or
they're
safety.
not big dudes. I mean,
no, but Aaron said he lost, like, a lot of weight. He didn't have, like, the mass that he used to because now he's not playing anymore. But he was still huge. He was like 6'5" and shredded. Really nice, great guy.
6'5", that's a giant.
Yeah, like, just such a nice dude. Like, so gentle. You would never think. But I was like, we're not there yet.
How long did he play on the Packers?
Only a few years. He was with another team too. I'll find all this out for you and let you know.
Cool.
I know, it was so cool.
I'm so glad that you went on that trip.
Yeah, it was a really nice little getaway.
Yeah.
I'll post those pictures for everybody.
Charlotte's cool. I've been
Everybody
there
was really
a couple
nice.
times. Very nice people.
Yeah.
Did you do the NASCAR Hall of Fame?
No, I had seen that when we were going. I was like, we should go there.
That's not too far from the stadium because I think, like, isn't the stadium? It's cool when you see the big, like, Panther statue too. That's
yes, they have the big Panther.
It's like you like, and then you.
It's around it's on a curve. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I drove by it when I was just up there over the summer, but there's a really cool Eagles bar.
I know, you told me.
Skippers or something.
Wasn't there long enough.
It's just the sports. Like, they have sports stuff everywhere, but it's like majority Eagles stuff. And, like, there's, like, flags everywhere that says, like, Eagle's Nest. Like,
cool.
And there's so many cool
we should go back there, Allie.
in that bar.
We should go back there.
We should. We'll have to plan. Maybe we can go for a Carolina game next
Absolutely.
season. Yeah.
With the way the seating might happen, maybe the Packers and the Panthers will play.
Maybe.
So that would be so cool.
And then, that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that
Well,
you got to do that.
Can we get to our predictions?
We can.
I really want to.
Oh, wait, real quick. Sorry. I was back to my lineup again. So,
do you have more
because, of course, I always have, like, a dilemma that I'm not sure what to do.
And
So,
you stress me out when you ask me this because I'm not good at fantasy this year.
All right. So, right now, as it stands, I have... so we stopped at Derrick Henry, and then I got Jamal Williams, which he's been doing great.
I love Jamal.
I like Jamal Williams. I think he got a touchdown
DeAndre Swift came out today, I think, and was like, "I'm not happy with the amount of usage I'm getting. I want to see more work."
Well,
but
sorry,
honestly,
Jamal
Jamal's
Williams
been
is hot and on fire.
I know. So
and also too, like they got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I know.
Like, share the wealth, buddy. Like, come on. And plus, I feel like even when they're like even carries, Jamal Williams is like outscoring
for sure. He's good.
Right now, this is the first time I've done this. I got Schultz in over Hawkinson's, and they're playing each other, and I'm not sure about that because, and then I got Gibson in my flex because they're playing Houston. But anyway,
Hawkinson hasn't done much though. Probably because they have so
he
many.
could have got a touchdown twice and dropped both of them.
Yeah.
So I'm punishing him right now, but he might turn around and punish me.
True.
But I guess like the reason why I went with this is because like I think that Dak I guess it also matters if Zeke is healthy.
Yeah.
Come game time.
That's true. Because he might be back this week.
I don't see so I feel like but CeeDee Lamb had a really good game too, and Schultz still was involved a lot.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
I don't know what to do, and they're playing each other, so it's like
I know. Let's
do I think that Dalton Schultz has a better chance of getting receptions against the Vikings defense, or do I think Hawk has a better chance? Because I think they might need Hawk, because I think the Cowboys defense is going to be all over Jefferson.
That might be a good idea to run.
Maybe I take Gibson out of my flex. Maybe I bench Jamal Williams and put Gibson in and flex with Hawk and have two tight ends going against each other. No, they both score.
Ew, I will never do two tight ends in my lineup.
Dude, but
they're two. Oh, I hope that doesn't come back to bite me, but I just wouldn't do it. I just feel like the tight end position is
right now Hawkinson has a higher prediction over Schultz. I wonder if there's something going on. I wish fantasy did something where you could like click and then view team and see what everybody on the team. I mean, I guess I could do that on the player. Okay, I will do more research on this.
Think about it. You got a few days.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more when Sunday approaches. When I get your like late night Saturday night text, you're like, what do I do?
At least I don't need to decide that until like 3:30 on Sunday because they play each other.
Yeah.
If I'm only going to go with
Correct. That's true.
So,
but if you're moving in and out of flexes, then
I honestly though, I feel like they could both break even and both put as long as whoever I go with gets me anywhere from like 8 to 12 points, I'm happy with it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot.
I agree with you.
You guys.
I don't need this list
anymore.
anymore.
I do like the Dalton Schultz connection with Dak Prescott. Oh, side note on that. So, I heard that like Dallas is also back to not being happy with Dak Prescott again.
Well, I mean,
you get one loss in overtime,
right? And they're already like
wanting Cooper Rush
to the Packers.
If they put Cooper Rush back in, I'm just gonna be like, I told you so. Shouldn't have taken him out after he lost to the Eagles and Dak Prescott got healthy because
I know that's an interesting one.
Do you think you guys still would have won against Cooper Rush?
I didn't think the Packers were going to win at all, so I don't know how to answer that question.
I think Cooper Rush is a more difficult opponent than also, before we go into this, the injuries, because there was a lot.
Yes.
So we got Zach Ertz, we covered that. He's out for the season. Dallas Goedert, another big, speaking of tight ends, Dallas Goedert's out.
Cooper Kupp had a ankle injury.
Yeah.
They placed him on IR, and I think he had surgery today.
That's 4 weeks minimum.
4 weeks.
DG's a 4-week minimum. Yeah. Schuster's probably going to be out this week with the concussion.
Concussion protocol. Do we have any other big boys?
Maybe Josh Allen again. They're looking at his arm.
I think
Kyler Murray I saw is still questionable.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford's still questionable.
Ankle?
Hamstring.
Hamstring.
Matthew Stafford's still in concussion protocol as of today.
Yeah. I feel like there was another
Randall
big one.
Cobb comes off IR this week, so that's big for us.
He's got the prettiest eyes.
I know. His baby is so funny. I have to show you his baby.
Really?
He's like the chubby cheek, has the same eyes. Oh, that baby cracks me up.
I feel like we're missing another big guy, another big person that got injured. I don't know. I thought somebody in the 49ers...
Debo's okay. I didn't find anything about Debo.
I could have just, like, I was in and out of sleep, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was almost more injuries in our game. We almost had Antonio Gibson injured. He was fine. A.J. Brown is questionable right now, but there's no, like, explanation on it, so I'm wondering if that's just, like, the Wednesday day of rest thing.
The veteran rest.
Yeah. But he looked a little off. I mean, I hope he does better.
Maybe he did tweak something and, you know.
He came back in and played on Monday, so. But anyway, okay. So,
I know
starting with week 11.
The first matchup you're going to ask me, and I'm not. So now I'm a little superstitious because Allie took the Packers last week, and I didn't. So I'm like, well, it worked for us.
Yeah, but what if I don't always take the Packers?
Or it could be that I was just in Charlotte and I have to watch every game in Charlotte.
I think that I don't think it has anything to do with our predictions.
Okay.
Because you also didn't pick the Packers, and I picked the Packers in week 1 against the Vikings, and you guys lost.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
But I do think that it's that you shouldn't watch the game at home.
I mean, it's true.
Oh, wait. But Thursday, what do you...
Yeah. I mean, last Sunday it wasn't.
Maybe go to Texas Roadhouse and
I do
watch the game.
Do love a good Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. Okay, so well then you already know. Week 1 we got the Titans at the Packers though. Also,
I know. Oh, I feel like I got another sneeze coming. I do.
That's you.
I just want this cold to go away.
Ready?
Yeah.
Wolfpack.
Go Pack, go! Ooh, Wolfpack. I like that.
All right,
I like the Packers. I have a feeling we're gonna turn it around.
It's going to be a good game.
I think so too. It's exciting to watch a good. They're saying like this hasn't.
Maybe you guys just needed that difficult.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like we said before, like we play to the team we're playing.
Yeah.
Like even with the Bills, we played pretty well with that game.
So I think this is going to be a more running game though, because I want to say the Titans defense is pretty good about stopping.
Yeah. The run.
The
pass.
Like breaking up passes and stuff from when I watched the Chiefs Titans game, but I think the Titans were just also playing like extra good that game. Okay, next we got the Bears at the Falcons.
Okay. Bears. I went the Bears too. Yeah. Justin Fields is on fire right now.
He is. He just always looks so happy too.
He does. I wonder how old he is.
That was funny too, because when they did the Justin Fields quarterback, how many beers would it take? They were like, I have to see some ID first.
Yeah, he looked like a little. I feel like I knew that girl in high school. He looks so young.
God. Then we got the Eagles at the Colts.
I mean, I know I need to learn my lesson and not say anything, but
I don't know.
I know I've got specs too. Eagles!
Go Birds! Wake up, guys!
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine this week.
I think so too.
I think you learned your lesson. You just need a shake up.
Well, and again, like speaking about it a little bit more, I think we just kind of needed that like
reality check.
I think we went a little lackadaisical against Washington, and now we just like hopefully no, we can't do that. And I just want to know what practice was like the next day.
Yeah, they probably had gotten the talking too.
I hope so. I mean, Jesus.
I know. Come on, guys.
BG.
Get it together.
I hope you had to run some laps for that.
Sure he did.
This will be a good one. We got the Jets at the Patriots.
Ooh, Jets at Patriots.
That game was so close the last time.
It was close last time.
Jets are also coming off of a bye week, but aren't the Patriots as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2 teams coming off a bye.
Rested and refreshed. All right. I think I know what I need to do here.
Jets,
I did the same thing. We're all the same right now.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. It's less stressful. And plus, I'm like, if I pick what Allie picks, that means I'm definitely going to win.
Okay, then we got Washington at the Texans.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, we looked this up. And I don't think Wentz is coming back this game.
No, that's another one. Yeah.
He's semi-practicing. So there's no way he's going to be back in.
They said he's probably not going to start.
Washington at the Texans. I went with the Texans.
I went with the commies.
So, I'm not doing this out of spite.
As you should, Queen.
I probably won't get that pick, but
you never know, Allie.
I feel like
happened.
The Houston defense played really, really well against the Eagles, and we have a lot of threats, and they were answering back. And their run game, and I just don't think the Washington defense. I think we should have ran the ball more on Monday, and I think that was a huge mistake that we made. And I think the Texans have really good running back. They got to play better though than they played against the Giants this past week because I don't know, but I could see the Commanders getting a little sloppy and then the Texans sneaking by and winning. And plus, the Texans are due for a win, so why not be
They are due for a win.
But it's either going to be that or the Commanders are going to be on this,
high.
Yeah.
We just won against the undefeated team, the NFL.
Yeah, but I feel like anytime a team does that, they turn around and lose the next weekend. So
can't be too cocky, but going with the Cobbies.
Then we got the Rams and the Saints, which you got the Saints coming off a loss to the Steelers, which I feel like I kind of downplayed, not talking about that game at all, because I think there was a lot of big stuff in that game.
There was. Andy Dalton just kind of sucks, though.
I don't know.
I just don't know why they're not using Taysom Hill more, but that's just my opinion.
We also got a questionable Matt Stafford.
I bet you he'll clear a protocol by then. But it is something to think about if he doesn't.
Man, I really don't know who I'm going to go with.
I know, that's a tough one. I feel like they're on the same level, these two teams. So it's difficult to know the right answer. Where's that at? That's in New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans.
Okay.
I went with Rams,
I went with the Saints, question mark.
Yeah, because, my whole thought is, there's no way the Rams are going to lose another game.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way. Honestly, I was going to take the Rams first, but then I was like, you know what? It's in New Orleans.
But also the same thing could be said against New Orleans. There's no way they're going to lose another game.
Right.
And, with Cooper Kupp being out, who do the Rams have?
Allen Robinson.
You have Robinson?
Yes, still.
This might be
Should have dropped him long ago.
This might. You never know. He might be the player of the week. So who was my player of the week?
When I believe it, when I see it, I'll believe it.
Is definitely, I'm going to say, it was Justin Fields.
I'm going to say Justin Jefferson.
It also could have been your rookie wide receiver.
Christian Watson.
Also,
cancel Jefferson. It was Christian
touchdowns.
Watson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised you're not going.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
You just said Justin, and I was like, I want to take a Justin too.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with a Christian instead. Christian Watson.
Boy.
Christian boy.
Okay, where were we? Then we got the Browns at the Bills. Bills are a little more humble now, I hope. After 2 back-to-back losses, but I don't think it'll be 3 losses.
Bills it is.
There's no way.
No way.
So,
Even
side
if
note, real
Josh
quick,
doesn't play.
I went to see, my old boss, who's a huge Bills fan, and, I hope he didn't take it the wrong way, but I was just, talking about the Eagles, and, I was like, a lot of people were saying that we'll probably be in the Super Bowl, but I was giving my Super Bowl predictions, and the Eagles are not my number 1 NFC team. Do you want to say we were going to do this.
Are you going to say the Vikings?
Well, who do you think who do you predict seeing in the Super Bowl? Just even if okay, you know what? Can
we do this next week? Wait, we're not going to be here next week.
Yeah.
I need to think about this.
Okay, well, keep it on the back burner.
All right, let me try to think about this.
We'll reveal at the end of all these.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
It doesn't. You can pick 2 from each side too.
Oh, okay, I like it. Fine by me.
But have a number 1 and then a number 2.
All right.
Okay. So where were we? We just did the Bills. Now we're looking at the Panthers and the Ravens. Ravens are coming off a bye week. So I don't know if you remember, but I had picked up Deshaun Jackson, thinking he was going to be this like golden nugget, just like for the taking, my secret weapon, wide receiver. He gets hurt on his second play. Yeah, and I think he's out or questionable or whatever.
Old man.
He like messed up a hamstring.
He's
pulled a hammy. But so he's no longer on my fantasy team.
Which is also so hot right now. Pulling
hamstrings.
Yeah, hamstrings.
Maybe it's the weather change.
Ankles, knees, concussions.
Yeah, but also the dude is 36 years old.
I know.
Makes me think of when we had our shop kickball game.
Oh my God, that was a mess.
Anyway.
Back
to the Ravens and the Panthers. Which go Panthers in your win against Atlanta because it was not close.
Go Panthers. I'm sorry I didn't take you this week because I really loved your stadium and your city, but I got to go with the Ravens.
I went with the Ravens as well.
Mr. Lamar Jackson.
Tim was in the shop on Monday.
Aww,
I think Tim might be Brownie.
You think?
Yeah, because he was talking about the Eagles the day of.
Maybe
and
Tim is
Brownie. You guys are looking so good. You'll definitely beat Washington.
I'd be happy to pass the Brownie torch, which I have. Maybe he is Brownie.
Then we got a really good matchup coming up. The Cowboys at Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, man. Okay.
Dak Prescott against Kirk Cousins.
You know, I have to say, I've grown a
You've
lot.
matured.
And I'm going to take the Vikings.
I went with the Vikings.
I still hate this, and it's gross, but, you know.
Who would have thought the Vikings would be 6, 7, 8-1, whatever they have the same record as the Eagles right now.
8-1.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the Vikings have been underrated. I feel like I was the only one, me and Viking fans were the only ones who were like kind of putting it that like they're a scary team. Like even when people were talking about the Eagles win and like when we beat the Cardinals, they're like, that's really the only difficult team they faced. And I was like, we're calling the Cardinals difficult and not the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, and I said it earlier, that and Dallas was our best win. And, like, now people are waking up to the Vikings.
They look good. They're firing on all cylinders as
they
much
were
as I hate
flying under
to see
the radar until Sunday. And, you know, I
think that put them on the map.
For getting the record. It shouldn't have taken that, though.
No.
I mean, you believed in them that they were going to win. I wonder, you know what, though? My brother-in-law and Cass had, like, a parlay. And they went with the Vikings.
That's right.
And all they needed was the Packers to lose. Eric just needs to stop betting on Eagles and Vikings.
Yes.
Eagles and Packers teams.
Please, that's too
much. Because every
much.
time he does that, like, it doesn't work out in his favor.
No, we should. I tell him no more. No more.
Okay, and then we got, division game. I always love that. Bengals at the Steelers. We got the Bengals coming off a bye. Steelers feeling hot right now with that win. I was going to go with that anyway.
Okay. Bagels.
Go Bengals.
Go Bagels.
For sure. I think that's going to be a good game, though.
Yeah.
The Steelers have been kind of coming together a little bit.
They have, but I feel like they're just so unpredictable. I got to take a more sure bet.
I didn't know there was 2 Watts on the Steelers.
Is there?
Yeah, there's the offensive one and the defensive. Or I don't know if he's offensive lineman or... There's 2 of them.
TJ Watt. He's the big one.
Yeah. I think he comes back.
Yeah.
This
might
week?
be back. Is he back already?
I don't know. I didn't watch that game. I just kept seeing it on the red zone. Okay. Then we got the Chiefs at Chargers.
Chiefs at Chargers. I'm just going to go with the alley strategy on this one because I can never remember how to spell it.
Chiefs. What'd you say, Casey?
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs have been getting more and more hot. And
Me
then
too.
The Chargers have just kind of been plateauing.
Me too.
I don't know. Maybe they'll come back to life. That last time they played each other was such a good game, though.
It was.
It really came down
never
to the
fails.
last minute. We
Always
didn't
a
even
good
get out
game.
of the car because we were like finishing watching it. That was a good one. And then we got the Monday night game, 49ers and Cardinals, another division game.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one too.
That'll be a real good one. Red teams, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll show and then I'll make my comment. I don't know the 49ers.
Me too.
I feel like the Cardinals are just kind of very, very hurt right now. And if Kyler Murray doesn't come back, Zach Ertz was a huge loss for them.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
I'm so upset that he's out for the rest of the season.
You gotta watch the Hard Knocks in season. He's on there.
I like the commercial when they have, I don't know who it is in the locker room because it just goes through so fast. And he's like, I'm sick of losing.
Oh, yeah. I watched that one last night. That was from last week.
That's very motivating.
He was so emotional. It is. If
Who
that
is
doesn't,
it?
I don't know. I don't remember what player it was. I don't think it was Buda Baker. It might have been. I don't know, but yeah. If that doesn't knock some sense into your team, I don't know what will.
Who wants to keep losing? Especially when, on paper, the Cardinals are a good team.
Yeah.
They were, 2-point conversion masters at the beginning of the season.
The only
I don't
thing,
know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. And DeAndre Hopkins is back. You would think there would be more going on, but
yeah.
It's been a weird year. Moving on to Thanksgiving.
Wait, I skipped a game. We didn't do the Lions and the Giants, did we?
No, we didn't.
Okay, sorry. So I was going to say, or the Raiders and the Broncos.
Okay,
I
so we got
skipped
two
right
more.
over the Ravens. I went right to the Vikings. Okay, so we have 2 more to go for Week 11. Sorry about that. We have the Lions at the New York Giants. I went with the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions. Cool. I like that pick. That's a very Christine move.
I don't know. I just have a feeling about that game.
I like that feeling. I hope you're right. That'd be so cool.
And then we got the Raiders at the Broncos. What is up with the Raiders losing all these games?
Like I said, I'm like a bitter ex-girlfriend. I love to see it. No one won in that trade. Ready?
Okay, I went with the Raiders.
I went with Broncos. Let's ride.
Dude, I just I'm going to say it. I can't see the Raiders losing what? This
Again?
would be their 6th game in a row.
They're real bad.
There's no way.
They are real bad. I know.
You might end up winning predictions this week for Week 11.
Certainly hope so.
I went with a few wild cards.
You did.
I have the points to
Christine
spare.
move. You do have the points.
Okay. Now officially into Week 12.
Turkey Day!
Yeah, so these next 3 games are all going to be Thanksgiving Day games.
Yes.
I think in order of the times that they are. So the 1 o'clock
exciting.
game always is a Lions game, right?
Always.
And then the 4 o'clock, yeah, because we're always eating dinner and watching the
Cowboys. Yeah.
I think the Cowboys lost last Thanksgiving to the Packers. Did they play?
No, we didn't play. We played on Christmas.
Did they play the Bears?
Yes, I think the Cowboys and the Bears played on Thanksgiving.
And I think the Bears won.
I think you're right.
The Cowboys, I think, for sure lost.
I think you're right.
Okay, anyway. We have the Bills at Lions. Why are you laughing?
Why? Am I laughing?
Yeah. Bills.
That's why I'm laughing.
But who will be laughing if the Lions
It
go
would
on
be
a streak?
so awesome.
Could you imagine the Lions winning a Thanksgiving
That
Day
would be something.
game?
That would be something.
And this will actually be a Lions game that I want to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
The Bills on Thanksgiving Day too.
I know, that's fun.
Then we got the Giants at the Cowboys. Cowboys won their last matchup.
We did the same. I went with the Cowboys. Yeah, barf. It's your Vikings. I know how it feels.
Yeah, but everybody hates the Cowboys.
Kind of. I love how every time they lose, they post that NFL memes like, hey, just checking in just to see if you're still them boys. And it's like every quarterback they lost his head. And Aaron Rodgers was on there this week. Got so excited.
Then we got the Patriots at the Vikings, which could also be a really good game.
That could be a very good game.
I feel like I could have different thoughts on this one depending on how the Patriots look against the Jets. But I think
Uh-oh, gotta sneeze.
I Bless you.
That was right into my microphone. I'm sorry, everybody.
I wonder what that's going to sound like.
Really loud and high pitched. Okay. What was I doing?
Vikings or the Patriots?
Ew, there's snot on my board. That's gross. It's not COVID. I hope not.
Girl, you tell me this now?
Okay. As much as I hate to do this, I'm taking the Vikings.
I said the
again.
Vikings too.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Patriots upset.
You know, I kind of felt the same way. Before my sneeze, I was thinking I was going to take the Patriots, but maybe that was a sneeze of clarity.
Yeah, maybe it was like, girl, don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got the Texans at the Dolphins.
Oh my
gosh. We were even going to go to that game.
We should go to that game.
Yes. We can look up
That's right,
tickets.
because we're the night game.
Hopefully, but I didn't know if they were going to move our game.
I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they can
because,
because they're doing that Hall of Fame thing for the Eagles. So
we need to get tickets.
For the Dolphins game?
Yeah, we should go.
Okay.
Or I should ask Eric and see if they're not using those tickets, if we can take them. Because that was a good spot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so I went with the Dolphins.
I went with the Dolphins
for sure.
too. Hell yeah. Love the Dolphins right now. Very excited for them.
Okay. Then we have the Bengals at Titans. That'll be a good one too. Hopefully. The Bengals are like hit or miss.
They're so hit or miss.
I'm hoping that they continue to win because they do potentially have a chance to be in the playoffs, but they need to win almost every game.
Yeah, that's like us.
Yeah. I went the Bengals.
I went Titans.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully they will lose tomorrow night and then they're going to be like, we need to get back on our shit and win the following week.
Okay. And then we have the Broncos at Panthers.
Ooh. Okay. I am learning with these predictions that I just have to be quick. I can't get too in my head about things. I think that's where I go wrong.
I actually went with the Broncos on this one.
I went with the Panthers.
I almost was going to go with the Panthers. And I don't know why I went with the Broncos instead.
You did what you thought.
This will be a good one, too. Bears at the Jets.
Ooh. That is a good one. All right. Ready?
Sorry, Jets. I went with the Bears.
I went the Jets. Ooh, I like how divided we are on this one. It's always fun when we have a real divided week. Fun for Allie because I was losing.
No, I don't know. You could win 2 weeks in a row. And then we have the Falcons at Washington. Potentially Wentz is coming back that week. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know if they want to keep Heineke or not.
My Christine Wilds card. I went Falcons.
Okay. I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too. We need some Commanders losses. Or Cowboys. Yeah, that's true. That'd be more fun.
And then we got, this will be a good one. The Bucks at the Browns.
Ooh.
And
Brownie.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Yep.
Barf.
I know. I hate that so much. Okay. I am going to go with the Bucks.
I want the Browns.
You did. I don't know if I liked that choice I just made.
All right. And then we got the Ravens at Jacksonville. These are up in the air matchups. And I don't know if it's because we're 2 weeks out, but
that's always hard. It's so hard to do them 2 weeks out.
None of these are really jumping out at me.
Me either. Win. I'm not just I know what I'm doing.
Maybe the Dolphins game and maybe the Bills game are the only two that I'm I think those are definites. But the rest of them, I'm could really go either way. These are good matchups. I went with the Jags.
I went Ravens. Oh, I like that you went with
we've been divided on every single one since
we will continue to be.
Okay, so...
oh my gosh.
Sorry. Then we have the Raiders at Seahawks. Oh, wait. Yeah. Sorry. I was wait, Ravens? No, Raiders at Seahawks. Seahawks.
Penelope Carroll.
Let's go. Okay, we're back on track.
Ellen
with each other.
DeGeneres.
Okay. There's no buys this week, so we're going through the whole lineup
We're
again.
going.
All right, then we got the Chargers at the Cardinals.
Mm.
I like this, like,
Fast.
relay round.
Cards.
Chargers.
Oh my
You want the
god, I
Cardinals?
did.
Go, what is going on?
I don't know.
Do you know something I don't know? Or, like,
No, but
this is going to be nuts when we come back in.
Every time I watch Hard Knocks, like, you know, they have the obviously the one going into regular season, so then I get like hot on a lot of those like players in fantasy, and I think I'm gonna start taking like the Cardinals and all these matchups because I'm watching the in-season Hard Knocks. It's just like the evolution of how it happens for me.
Okay. Then we got the Saints at the 49ers.
Me too.
Okay. I was like, I thought you were gonna be like Saints.
No, I didn't even think about it. That one seemed easy for me, but
Okay,
don't know.
Then we got the Rams at the Chiefs.
Oh.
Man, I feel like there's been so many like home Chief games. Also, too, technically that Bucks
Yes,
game
that was a home game.
Was a home game.
I know, right? I did look up the list, and it is even.
But why
But
does it feel like every time I
it
watch
really does.
a Tampa game, they're home? Okay. Oh, sorry. I went with the Chiefs.
I went with the Chiefs too. I wanted to go Rams, but it just doesn't feel right.
No. They're a mess. Then we got
Our matchup.
the Packers and the Eagles. A high five that will not be
Allie,
happening unless it ends in a tie.
I don't think I'm right by any means, but I have to do what's right.
It's okay.
And I know
You
you,
never
do
know. Go Birds.
too. Go Pack, go! I can't wait to watch that game with you. Because either way, I'm going to be okay with it. You know?
I'll be okay with losing as long as it's an actual defeat and not a loss.
Okay, fair.
I don't want any more of these stupid,
I know.
like,
I think it'll be an actual...
bad mistakes, people getting hurt over them, like, just bad.
I think it'll be an actual defeat, don't worry.
And then we end this crazy week with the Steelers at the Colts.
All right.
Hey!
I already wrote it. I can't wait. I want to know what you're writing.
I said Pennsylvania.
I went with the Colts.
All right.
I think we are getting Jonathan Taylor more involved finally. Let's go, Colts.
How did he do?
He had the biggest game he's had yet.
How many points did he get for you?
I don't even remember. I haven't even been checking that league because I'm so far out of it. I'm 0-10.
You only have him in one league? I thought you had him in two.
No, just that one league.
Is that also the league that you have Tom Brady as your quarterback?
No, that's the one I'm actually still in.
Oh.
That's my $200 league, and I'm doing well in that league,
Good.
actually, finally.
Yeah, the only thing that's, like, really solid in my league is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I feel like if you have one of, like, the top quarterbacks this year, you're doing pretty well.
I
Mahomes
should be
being one of
doing
them.
well with Derrick Henry, but he's either really, really
He's
good
boom
or
or bust.
invisible.
He's
Yeah.
boom or bust this year. Are we going to do our NFC, AFC picks for Super Bowl?
Yes. I want you to go first.
Okay, let me look.
Oh, while you're doing that, back to week 11, we have 4 teams on bye this upcoming week. We got Jacksonville Jags, Miami Dolphins, Seattle Seahawks, and the Bucks are on a bye. Are you writing yours down, or should I write mine down too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Write down your, like, number one, like, who you think it's going to be, if you have one. I guess you don't have to if you don't.
Okay.
And then if you want to throw in some other ones, too, like...
Oh, man. It's tough.
Like a wouldn't be surprised.
Are you like sure? Like you're locked and loaded?
I mean, I don't know. I've been feeling this way for a while.
The NFC is just so hard.
Like, I know who I don't think is going to be in there. Actually, yeah. I only have one on my wouldn't be surprised.
I have one on my AFC, wouldn't be surprised. Well, oh my gosh.
I have everybody written down here if you want to. I crossed off the Rams, so obviously I wasn't going with them. Obviously I wasn't going with them.
That happens every week.
Man, it's hot in here. Or this long sleeve shirt.
It's the fever. Okay.
I like that you have my bra hanging up here, my punishment bra. Where's your bra? And your
It's
feathers?
over there. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let me actually flex this. This is a real wild card for the NFC.
Is it the Giants?
No, kind of. Maybe. All right, what are your picks?
So I think it is the Giants.
I don't like the NFC picks I made.
I went with, okay, so I did mine like this. Like, I wrote at the top, like, who I think it's actually going to be.
Like, versus?
Yeah, I think, like, if I had to put a bet on who I think is going to be in the Super Bowl this year, I went with the Dolphins and the Vikings.
That would be sick. That would be a really cool Super Bowl.
I think that it's possible that could happen.
It'd be really cool to see that Bills-Vikings matchup again in the Super Bowl.
Bills-Vikings?
Mm-hmm.
So I did have the Bills as, like, a go-ahead. Like,
okay.
Maybe it could be, it's either, in my opinion, either going to be the Dolphins or the Bills.
Okay.
Or the Vikings or the Eagles. A lot of people, okay, so I'm also going back on the not being undefeated thing. Like, everybody kept saying how, like, the Eagles are going to be undefeated. Eagles. You didn't even put us on the list.
I didn't even think about it.
Okay. That's my point, though.
I'm just too close to it.
Everybody saying that the Eagles will go to the playoffs and then, like, bomb in the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen either. I think you got a lot of going on.
I think we have a lot more, like, people on our team now
here's
that
what we're
are,
gonna
like,
do.
We have a more mature team this year than we did last year. So I think that we could still end up making it to the Super Bowl. Like, it would be super exciting. I feel like, though, the Vikings are just, like,
they're
the real deal.
Yeah.
They've been living in our shadow.
I hate it.
Their only losses to us, and it was close-ish from what I remember. I don't know.
All right, I edited.
Wait, but what did you have on there before? You could have just added. You had the Giants over. Wait, you had the Seahawks there the whole time? Okay.
Yeah.
Before you erase that, who was your number one?
Seahawks.
Okay.
I think they're sleeper.
That's interesting.
Know why.
That was a sigh
I think it's
of,
a Christine,
interest, not a sigh like, girl, what do you think?
I think it's like a Christine wild card, like a super wild card. Like,
hey, how crazy would it be, though, if, they could also be being overlooked.
Yes. I always feel like Super Bowl
are.
Teams are, like, always those, there's always one, like, team in the Super Bowl where people are just, like, did not expect it.
Exactly, and
I feel like that might be the Seahawks.
So
I had the Bills.
I never even considered the Seahawks even being in the playoffs.
No.
But they could be.
They could be.
And I think that is a really good pick.
Thank you.
If people were to, that would be a really high payout if it was those two teams.
So NFC, I did edit. I did Eagles, 1.
You had the Giants over the Eagles.
Seahawks, 2, because I forgot about the Eagles. And then my Vikings is my wild card.
Why did you think the Giants even over the Cowboys?
I honestly don't even think the Giants are going to last, though.
Hell no, I don't think they're even going to make it.
I don't know why I just couldn't. I just put them there because I feel like I couldn't think of anybody else. And then the Eagles completely slipped my mind. I'm like, of course the Eagles.
But you put the Giants as an in and your Vikings as your asterisk?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't see the Vikings.
I think
I wouldn't be surprised even if the Vikings end up with the number 1 seed, have that bye, have the easier path, and end up there.
No, you're right. But I think I'm just like so brainwashed by like knowing the Vikings, and I just like it's naturally ingrained in me thinking they're gonna choke, even though this team is very different this year.
Has Kirk Cousins ever been to a Super Bowl?
No.
Was he the quarterback for the Vikings the year we played them and demolished them on our way and won the Super Bowl?
Probably.
We were, so the NFC Championship game the year we won was the...
Christian Ponder? How many years ago was that?
In 2018.
Oh, yeah, that's probably Kirk Cousins in.
So we destroyed them, like, bad.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Excellent.
That won't happen again this year if it ends up being the Eagles. It could end up being the Eagles and the Vikings especially if one of us gets the number 1 seed and they get the number 2. It's going to be those 2 teams.
My AFC,
unless we goof and then
What'd you play for your AFC again?
So I put the Dolphins as my number 1, my Bills as my number 2. I didn't have a wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I did have a wouldn't be surprised AFC. I went with the Jets.
That's good.
I thought
about the Jets.
I don't think the Jets will go to... But then, look, all my AFC teams are all in the same division. Like, that's obviously not going to happen. Like, there can't be that many teams. I don't know. But the Jets, like...
I know.
I just have this crazy feeling about their... Like, they have the best story.
Yeah, they really do.
Them and the Vikings have a good story.
Well.
Like, it could even end up being, like, a Jets-Vikings game.
Yeah.
Could end up being a Jets-Eagles game.
I did Bills, Chiefs, and Dolphins as my, like... It could happen. It has a chance.
I will be frustrated if the Chiefs are back in there because I don't think they've been playing
to their like potential.
Yeah, but they
always find a way.
They have been playing.
That's
good.
Just it.
I just feel like I'm not recognizing it. But
I want to know, for all those people that do comment, I want to know what your Super Bowl picks are.
Yeah,
I'm really curious.
I want to know our
Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do a story post and then we can talk about it the next time we come back.
Yeah.
Which will be in 2 weeks.
That would be perfect. Let's do that.
Will it be? No, it'll be the last day of November.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy. If we're here on a Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I have to look at our schedules. But we will be here.
Yeah,
healthier.
So when I went to see my old boss today, like I was talking about the Eagles and like, people think that we're going to be the Super Bowl team and I just don't see it. Like, honestly, I feel like it's going to be the Dolphins and the Vikings. And he just looked so disappointed at me. And I was like, well, the Bills could still be there too. Like,
I really want the Bills to get in.
I did, but now I don't.
I know you've
I didn't like that whole drama when they played you guys. I don't like the way their fans have been acting, some of them. I think the thing that I like the most about the Vikings and why maybe they're staying under the radar is because they're probably like the most humble team.
Yeah, I guess. As painful as it is for me to say it, yeah.
Don't know about their fans. I'm not saying they're fans.
No, I mean, listen, there's good and bad fans in every fan base.
Absolutely.
And I think I don't like the Vikings because they are the biggest threat to the Packers, always.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I'm going to sneeze again.
Bless you.
I'm so over this.
All right. Well,
okay.
I think
on that note,
I think I'm all set.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.